Welcome back to my Subnautica 2023 survival series. I'm Black Cat Red River. This is episode 9. Last episode we found the alien containment and water filtration blueprints and built the alien containment unit and stocked it full of fish. Today, I'd like to go find some magnetite, partly because two of the upgrade modules for the scanner room that we built last episode require magnetite. Now, when we investigated Lifepod 17 a couple episodes back, you might remember that there were some nearby cavern openings that we did not go into at the time. And today, we're going to do a quick mission into some of these caverns, which are the Jellyshroom caves, or some of the entrances into the Jellyshroom caverns, to look for magnetite. And that magnetite will help us make the HUD chip for the scanner room, which is a crucial little piece of hardware that lets us zero in on whatever resource we want to find, and it basically takes us right to it.
Welcome aboard. All systems online.
Okay, here we are back at Lifepod 17, and there's a few different cave entrances in the vicinity of Lifepod 17, but we're just going to take the closest one here and try to carefully nose our sea moth in without banging it up too much. And with our Mark 1 depth module upgrade, we should have no difficulties investigating the Jellyshroom caves here. Now, if you go slowly, you should be able to spot all kinds of lithium, shale, and magnetite all over this plateau here. You just got to take your time and kind of methodically go back and forth and you should pick up a ton of it. There's not much threat in this region until you get closer down to those large purple translucent jellyshrooms, where those large orangey snake-like creatures lurk, and they will sometimes pop out of there and strike you if they detect you. But up on this ledge here, and as long as you're steering clear of those jellyshrooms, there's not a lot to worry about, as long as you're careful.
Signal location uploaded to PDA. Integrating new PDA data. Integrating new PDA data.
So that's not too bad. 4 lithium, 6 magnetite, a gold and a diamond, all in a very short amount of time. And I really was just coming here to grab a little bit of magnetite for a specific purpose. So I'm going to call that a successful mission, and we know how to get back here anytime we want. Just go to Lifepod 17. No need to set up a beacon, just remember that it's Lifepod 17 and you'll be right there at the entranceway.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, now that I've brought back a bunch more resources, I'm probably going to want to make some more lockers and organize the lockers and, you know, organize where things are going a little bit. That could be a little bit time consuming thinking about those details. So I think I'll just go off camera for, you know, a few minutes or maybe even up to a half an hour and just fiddle around with some of that mundane organizing stuff in the base here, and then come back when I'm ready to do something a little more interesting. Okay, I'm back. Let's listen to the radio.
Approaching the planet now. We have a landing site for you that's... well, it's better than the alternatives. We've sent you the coordinates. It'll take us a couple of days to align our orbit. Should be able to establish direct contact with you during that time. Then we're coming in to get you. Cross your fingers, the weather holds. Don't leave us waiting. Sunbeam out.
Okay, so we can investigate the Sunbeam landing spot. But let's make those scanner room upgrade modules first, and then we can get on our way. The range and speed upgrade modules go right here in the scanner room bench, but the HUD chip automatically goes onto your own clothing inventory slot. It's the last remaining slot there, in case you're wondering where it disappeared to. That's where it is. Alright, so let's just put away a few of these remaining resources, and then we'll jump back into the Seamoth and head to the Sunbeam landing site. And I forgot that my sea moth compartment was full, so that would be good to clear that out before heading up on a new mission to the northern island.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Unlike the southern island, this is not a floating island. And there are some predators here, so it's best to just get to one of your landing spots as quickly as you can. I like to go to one of the beaches around the north side here.
Detecting massive energy signature in the region. Cannot identify it.
You can park here. I like to go around the corner. But either way, as always, be mindful. Don't get too close to the actual beach, or you may get your sea moth stuck. Try to park like 5 or 10 meters away from any actual ground. Here you can sort of hover just off the shore there, and generally your sea moth is fine. And looks like we have a couple fragments here, an engine fragment for the Cyclops. 2 out of 3 and 3 out of 3. Isn't that nice?
New blueprint acquired.
Now, like the floating island, there's plenty of bulbo trees here, so if you've brought your survival knife with you, you should have no problem with food or water while you're on the island itself. Now, unlike, or I guess maybe a little bit different from the floating island, but there are some significant tunnels, caves and tunnels in this island that go quite far up and quite far down. And these tunnels are just filled with lithium and shale. So tons of lithium, diamonds, and gold can be found in these caves. If you take the time and you brought your flashlight and you brought an extra battery for your flashlight, you can find extensive quantities of those three resources. You just have to be willing to put up with the cave crawlers, fighting off some of the cave crawlers, trying to keep moving so that they have less opportunities to bite you. But if you're careful about that, you should be able to avoid significant injury. Bring an extra med kit or two just in case. But it won't take very long to accumulate a large quantity of lithium and diamond and gold here. Now there is this subterranean cavern. I haven't actually gone exploring very deep into there. You don't need to go underwater to get all of these resources. There are multiple cave entrances on the island, and each of them has a plentiful amount of shale in them. So yeah, you don't need to go down into the waters below the island. But this just gives you a little bit of an idea of what it's like down here. Okay, we've still got 24 minutes before the Sunbeam arrival time. So let's just go up to some of the other caves on the island and get some more shale and lithium. Now the tunnels in here are quite extensive. You can get turned around pretty easily. You can get fairly lost. But no matter where you go, there is a ton of a ton of lithium and a ton of shale, as well as these annoying cave crawlers. But you should be able to find your way out into the open world without, you know, starving to death. For those who haven't learned yet about the nature of these alien structures, I'm not going to spoil the story for you, but I will return to those another time in a later episode. I'm just here for the shale right now to pass the time until the Sunbeam arrives. Well, I've pretty much filled up my inventory, and we still got 16 minutes left before the Sunbeam arrival, so let's go do a quick investigation into this alien building here.
Scans indicate this structure is composed of a metal alloy with unprecedented integrity. No match is found in database. Performing structural analysis. Unknown language. Attempting translation. Analysis of the patterns on the walls cannot ascertain whether their purpose is aesthetic or functional. Further data required. Unknown language. Attempting translation. Your best probability of interfacing with this facility is achieved by accessing the control room in the lower section. Lifepod scans indicate the facility's control room lies beyond this doorway. The control panel is broadcasting a message. Translation reads, "Warning, infected individuals may not disable the weapon. This planet is under quarantine." Translating background broadcast. Downloading summary to databank.
aboard, Captain.
Okay, we've got 5 minutes before the Sunbeam's supposed to arrive, so I'm gonna zip down into the water here, because in the past I have occasionally found a gel sac or two growing down here, which is a relatively, rare plant, at least at the beginning of the game. And it's one of the ones that we need to make aerogel for our water filtration system. So I have found them down here before. I don't know if it's a guaranteed spawn or just a random thing, but it's worth taking a quick look. But be mindful that there is, I believe, a Reaper Leviathan that sort of patrols near here, to the north of here, off the shores in the depths there. So keep an eye and an ear open for that. Keep your lights off, maybe, and try to attract less attention. But I don't see any gel sacks, so they're usually fairly easy to spot from a distance because they kind of have a bit of a glow to them. But I don't actually see any. We'll have to go somewhere else to find those.
Survivor, we see you. Man, I don't know how you held out down there. We broke an atmosphere, and we're descending towards the landing site. Is that a building down there? What do you mean you can't identify it? Hold on. No turning back now. Positions, everyone. Touching down in 10, 9, 8. It's coming from the building? Change course. Set thrusters to full.
Okay, we're coming up on about an hour already, so this is probably a good place to begin winding down this episode. We had a successful visit to the Jellyshroom caves and to the northern island, collecting a lot of resources. So I'm going to probably go off camera to do some more inventory management now that I'm back. And maybe even build some new additions to the base as well. Next episode, I guess we'll see what happened. Until then, safe travels.